Hey guys, today I am telling about BA Part First Pandit Dayal University Political Science topic Raja Ram Mohan Roy. Paper second Raja Ram Mohan Roy. What is Atmiya Sabha? Atmiya Sabha is the society of inmates in 1815 in Calcutta. Ram Mohan Roy has started this association. Next one. Indian re-essence means to rationalize the people of country and also to work on progress and development of country. Next one, two judicial reform suggested by Ram Mohan Roy. First one, he favored the system of trial by jury but pleaded that the juries might be selected from retired judicial officials and retired pleaders. Second one, he asked for the formation of an Indian code of criminal law on principles and acknowledged by all the different sections of the people. Next one, name of papers published by Raja Ram Mohan Roy. First one Samvad Komudi and second one Mitral Akbar. Next one, two reasons of Raja Ram Mohan Roy opposed idol worship. First one, he found no section to idol worship in the Vedas or the Upanishads. Second one, to worship God, no idol is necessary. Next one, four social reform for women suggested by Raja Ram Mohan Roy. First one, abolition of sati system. Second, upliftment of the woman. Third one, claimed property rights for women. Fourth, against female infanticide and prostitution. Next one, for women's freedom, he gave emphasis on upliftment of women and also on equality between men and women. He also gave emphasis on education of women. Next one, four main political thoughts of Raja Ram Mohan Roy are utilitarian. First one, utilitarian approach. Second one, theory of personal and political freedom. Third one, favored freedom for the nation. Fourth one, human dignity. Next one, Raja Ram Mohan Roy was the founder of Brahma Samaj. He and the founder of he is the founder in 1828. And next one, Raja Ram Mohan Roy is the supporter of jury system. And now we tell about long answer type question. First, I tell questions like explain the main ideas of Raja Ram Mohan Roy, or explain the social and political ideas of Raja Ram Mohan Roy, or discuss the social, political and religious ideas of Raja Ram Mohan Roy. And then I tell you answer. Religious social reforms. Raja Ram Mohan Roy was not only a religious but also a social reform. In fact, the two were intertwined since many social practices among the Hindus had religious sanction. There was a pattern in the Indian awakening under British impact, that is, religious awakening being followed by social and political enlightenment, but the three aspects were not separately presented by different reforms. Thus, Ram Mohan Roy was not only a pioneer in religious reform but also an initiator of social and political projects. Then Raja Ram Mohan Roy, Ram Mohan Roy, the Ram Mohan Roy, the father of movement of religious and social reform, fought relentlessly against superstition, beliefs, and diabolic practices widely prevalent in the 18th and 19th century in Hindu society. As pioneer of as a pioneer of social reforms, believed that social reform was an essential precondition of political liberation, while countering the objection of advocates of the status quo. He aimed at the creation of a new society based on the principle of tolerance, sympathy, and reason, where the principle of liberty, equality, and fraternity would be accepted by all, and where man would be free from the traditional shackles which have enslaved him for ages. This society would not only be modern but also cosmopolitan. And then important topic, political ideas. Ram Mohan Roy is not only Brahma Samaj but more by his untiring efforts for social and political reforms in India. Therefore, social and political ideas are even more important than metaphysical concepts in his social thought. Ram Mohan Roy is acknowledged as the father of modern Indian political liberalism. His main political ideas are as follows. utilitarian approach in formulation of his social and political ideas. Ram Mohan Roy was primarily inspired by Jeremy Bentham, and his approach to politics, economic, and even religious is primarily utilitarian. If mankind are brought into existence and by nature formed to enjoy the comforts of society and pleasure of an improved mind, they may be justified in opposing any system, religious, domestic, or political, which is inimical to the happiness of society or calculated to debase the human intellect. It was the influence which gave him the incentive. The plead for the codification of civil and criminal law prompted him to crusade against the long established customs of society in case of they proved inimical to general happiness. Seek the source of ethical values incorporated in different religious creeds, not in any supernatural fact or scriptural revelation, but in the needs of a people living in a particular country, in a particular physical and temporal environment. He concedes the importance of religion to the extent it fulfills the utilitarian purpose. He repudiates the idea by virtue of which a proposition or belief becomes valid simply because either it is widely held on or is based on ancestral authority. He urges every individual not to behave like a subhuman arrival by simply following the example of others, but to exercise his own intellectual power with the help of acquired knowledge to distinguish good from bad, so that this valuable divine gift should not remain useless. Therefore for therefore of topic है therefore of personal and political freedom in like Locke, Grotius, and Thomas Paine. These are thinkers' name. Okay, Ram Mohan accepted the immutable sanctity of natural rights in with John Locke. Ram Mohan Roy first asked for individuals' right of life, liberty, property for both men and women equally. He asked both the society and the state not to deprive any person of life without the authority of law. He believed not only in natural rights of life, liberty, and pursuit of property, but also championed the moral rights of individual. His theory of rights, however, was constructed in the prevailing Indian framework of common social good, good lok shamgraha. Thus, although the exponent of the individualist theory of rights and freedom, he also advocated state legislation for social reform and for educational reconstruction. Hence, to the concept of natural rights, he added the notions of social utility and human behavior. Ram Mohan Roy, like Montesquieu, Voltaire, and Rousseau, had a passionate attachment to the concept of liberty. Liberty is a priceless passion of human being, and hence Ram Mohan was a magnificent champion of personal freedom. Ram Mohan derived his concept of freedom from the ideal of humanism, which may be understood in its broad sense. To him, humanism meant the liberation of human spirit from the bondage of ritualism, dogma, superstition, and false worldliness. It meant liberation from communal prejudice that stood in the way of real nation building. But it also meant the recognition of dignity of the individual. As all men cannot be equal in capacity or performance, he stressed the role of education in developing the vast potentialities of power and achievement lying dormant in human beings. He was a reform and an activist within the given constraints of his environment. He had reasoned faith in the worth and dignity of individual. The Upanishads had taught him oneness in all men. Man qua man had certain inalienable rights which could not be taken away on the pretext maintaining the stability of social or religious order or satisfying the requirements of an economic or political system. As such, he fought against all social or administrative arrangements which offended them, against human dignity and freedom, and rested upon domination and exploitation of man by man. He believed not only in the freedom of body and mind but also the freedom of thought and action. In this 3.5 decade long public life, he struggled for the inviolability of certain rights without which no human development can be thought of. Then heading favored freedom for nation. He fought not only for the liberty of the individual person but also for the freedom of each and every nation. Although he recognized the positive gains India would get from British rule, he was never in favor of an unending foreign rule in India, even if a British connection was then thought to be unnecessary for India's social emancipation. He was certain that political freedom was bound to come sooner than later. As the first Indian liberal moderate, he wanted good government first and self government later on. As he himself put it, he should wait till 1873 for the British rulers to leave India, but he wanted them to ensure good government at once. Ram Mohan Ram Mohan's love for liberty was not confined to India, it was in fact universal. He supported all struggles which aimed at human freedom, which he rightly thought was indivisible. He was happy on liberation of colonies in South Africa from Spain in 1823, Greece against the Turkish, and the like. He was sad when some countries trampled our example, Naples by Australia, Ireland by Great Britain. He sympathized with demands of Greeks and Neapolitans for liberty. Hence, when in 1821 autocracy was restored in Naples after an abortive rising, Roy felt perturbed. In a letter to J.S. Buckingham, the editor of Calcutta Journal, written on August 11, 1821, Ram Mohan expressed his belief in the eventual restoration of the liberty of European nations and Asiatic countries. He was enamored of the French Revolution, liberty, equality, and fraternity. Ram Mohan believed in individuals' natural rights, including the right of life, the right to property, the right to free association, the fundamental human rights as understood in the modern world. Ram Mohan combines individual liberty with good government. His ethical seat anchor was the Benthamite principle of the greatest good of greatest number, locatio, which philosophically speaking clears the way to socio-economic reforms. Moreover, he understood that natural rights did not imply any possibility of violation of equal rights of others. He demanded freedom as part of the process of liberation of human spirit. The true re-essence for the security of these rights and freedom, he asks for the codification of law, separation of laws, integrity, efficiency, and independence of judiciary, introduction of the jury system on the administration of justice, and sense of legal responsibility in the government officials. Heading Freedom of Press. Ram Mohan was one of the earliest champions of the freedom of press, and like Milton, he championed the concept of freedom of written expression. To him, it included the freedom of creativity of mind and intellect, as well as the freedom of expressing one's opinion and thought through any and every medium of communication. Ram Mohan was the first Indian in modern times to have started his newspaper in Bengali, Persian, and English to foster mutual understanding between the rulers and the ruled, and to create an effective public opinion against the misdeeds of both the society and the state. His Bengali newspaper was called Samved Komodi, Persian newspaper as Mutual Akhbar, and English newspaper as Brahmanical magazine. He felt that freedom of expression was useful equally to the rulers and the ruled, as ignorant people were more likely to revolt against all that the rulers did. They could attack not only the misuse or abuse the authority, they could turn against the authority itself. And enlightened public on the other hand would be opposed only to the abuse of power by authority and not to the existence of authority itself. In 1823, Ram Mohan attacked John Adams' rather hasty regulation which restricted the freedom of press. Along with Dwarkanath Tagore, Harchandra Ghosh, Gauri Charan Banerjee, Parshan Kumar Tagore, I will come. Tagore and Chandra Kumar Tagore, Ram Mohan had written a petition in 1823 addressed to Supreme Court for the freedom of press. Ram Mohan was the main figure behind this agitation for rights. When the petition was rejected, an appeal was made to the king in council. The appeal contained Ram Mohan's reflections on the governmental mechanism of the day. It stated, Your Majesty is well aware that a free press has never yet caused a revolution in any part of the world because while men can easily represent their grievances arising from the conduct of the local authorities to the Supreme Court and thus get them redressed, the grounds of discontent that excite revolutions are removed, whereas where no freedom of the press existed and grievances consequently remained unrepresented and unredressed. Innumerable revolutions have taken place in all parts of global, or if prevented by the armed force of the government, the people continued ready for instructions. Ram Mohan fought for the freedom of the press not because this was ancient birthright, but because he considered a free press essential for social and economic progress of community, diffusion of knowledge, and efficient and just government. The restoration of the press, he believed, would help the natives in communicating frankly and honestly to their gracious sovereign in England and his council. Real condition of his majesty, faithful subjects in this distant part of his dominion and treatment they experienced from the local government. The free press, on the other hand, would exercise restraint the local executive, which had absolute power all the citizens. It would also act as a mirror of public opinion and acquaint the local government with feelings of its subjects on various government policies. Thank you.